What is up, my beautiful gemstones? It's your girl, Gemma Jade, and I am here with your weekly intuitive oracle pick a card reading from the week of April 18th through April 24th, 2022. So I didn't have any brand new decks, and I'm pretty sure I've used every single deck, or at least almost. So today I really had to think about which one I wanted to use, and I was led to Dark Mirror. Now, it's not like super dark, but there are a little bit of negative, more of a negative undertone to this deck than most of the decks that I have, but I figured that would be okay, because whenever the universe gives us a negative, there's always a positive way to spin it. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull 3 cards. I'm going to number them 1, 2, and 3. And if you need to pause the video, set your intention, kind of focus, think about a question, whatever, and pick the card that resonates with you. I'm going to pull the card and I'm going to tell you what the book says, and then I'm going to tell you what I'm getting intuitively from Spirit, and whichever card you chose, that is going to be your weekly reading. Now, you might choose card number 2 and card number 1 resonates more with you. You might get a little bit of a message from each of the cards that I pull, and all of that's okay, because everyone who tuned in here is going to get the message that they came here for. Now, if you cannot choose between 1, 2, or 3, if none of those resonate with you, if you just can't pick one, I will choose 1 additional card at the end. So total of 4 cards, and that'll be your card. I want to say too that the views for this are really iffy. So it goes from like a little over 100 and down to like 40, then like back to a little over 100. So what I'm going to do is, if I don't reach 100 for the next couple weeks of April, I'm going to move this video over to my other channel, MoonBearOracle. I also do personal readings, and I'll give you the information about that at the end of the video. So, all right. I'm shuffling. I'm going to put the cards down. Card number 1, card number 2, and card number 3. Take a moment if you need to and really kind of try to connect with the card of your choice or the deck in general. Okay, so if you chose card number 1, you got Triumph of Lies, and it's actually the first card in the deck. Am I a little crooked here? Sorry guys, it's new equipment. And I want to warn you, I have not gotten my nails filled in a while, so they're looking a little crazy. So don't pay attention or focus too much on those. Okay, if you chose card number 1, if something hurts me, I change myself so it can stop. Headless mannequins crowd against each other under a cold neon light. They are dressed in luxury clothes and pricey accessories. Among them, one has a crowned skull floating where her face was supposed to be. Not all that glitters is gold. Emptiness is felt when there is nothing under the dress. The triumph of lies is about appearance, and appearance is always so important to the world. Day by day, it seems more important. Can that be a lie, too? We seek to be what the world outside desires, and not necessarily society at large. Our family or partners or friends place judgments on what we should be. In the dress we choose, we carve a mask of expectations, behaviors, and values to live by. It offers stability to ourselves and to our relations, as being honest and true to ourselves can be too tiring and too easy to make us hurt. Unfortunately, the relationship with our mask is not as straightforward as it feels. Inside the mask, envy grows, vanity takes root, lack of self-confidence becomes a habit. It gnaws at us and hurts us from the inside. It feels like it is ourselves, but it's really not authentic. It is just a lie we have made habit to believe in. When our lies become a gilded cage and our dress becomes a burden, we should remember that we are born naked. So a lot of kind of like mismatched speak there. I can't think of the word. But what this card is really saying, if you chose this card, and this is your reading for the week, to try to really focus on what matters to and what's important to you, and not so much everyone around you. I feel like lately you've been focusing a lot on other people and maybe not as much on self-care as you should be. And that doesn't mean be selfish, right? Taking care of ourselves, I always say it, guys, that you can't pour or drink from an empty cup. And if you chose this card, your cup is running pretty empty right now. There's nothing really more that you have to give to others until you replenish yourself. So take this week and really do something that you enjoy alone. You know, if you have someone that you want to invite with you, but what I'm really getting from the universe is this should be at least something that you do this week should be done alone, and it should be something that you enjoy. For instance, getting your nails filled in, or, you know, going for a brisk walk or a hike or whatever it is. You know, we're all unique. I can't even imagine some of the things you guys like to do for fun, right? That I may not understand or get, and vice versa. So make sure this week to take time for yourself. And anybody who wants to make you feel like you're being selfish or inconsiderate for doing that, I really feel like the universe wants you to reevaluate your relationships with those people, okay? This can be a time to really clear out the negative people in your life who bring that negative vibe and energy that you may not even realize. But if you say, no, I can't help you move because I'm going to have a spa day, somebody should be okay with that. If they love you and care for you, they would want you to be at your best. And that doesn't mean screw anyone over, but I think you guys understand what I'm saying, because I talk about this a lot, you know, making that time for you and yourself. And this week, it's going to be very important that you do that at least one day this week, at least for an hour this week. Try to make it an hour a day, even if it's just sitting in quiet contemplation, reading an actual book off screen, listening to an audible book. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is that you really enjoy, that you haven't done in a while, really try to make the effort to do it more this week. And maybe it'll become habitual where you always put that time in during the week to do that for yourself, because you are running dry and your cup is kind of almost completely, if not completely empty. And you're going to get to a point very, very soon of drain outs, of burnouts, where you're not going to have anything to give anyone, including yourself. And that makes us physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, psychically ill. You know, it could physically make you sick in more ways than you can even see or realize. It really affects your energy negatively. So do stuff for yourself this week. I keep going on. Do things for yourself this week. It's really important. The universe is definitely pushing for that, even if it's something small, but try to go as big and exciting as you possibly can, you know? But again, even if it's something as painting your own nails, I don't know, I'm thinking about nails because mine, but you guys get the gist of what I'm saying. If you chose the second card, you got card number 24, Queen of My World. And these cards are translated from Italian, so sometimes it's not translated well. I set limits to my world. Inside I am queen, and outside is lost. Onto a snowy background, white columns rise through the forest. A pale woman dressed in scarlet bright red with a crown of thorns and a white luminous lance strides forward, her posture confident and her feet bare. I am my world, and my world is me. I am royalty. There is a space out and a space in. There is my realm and what is mine, and there are other places. I will not care if my world is made of thorn and ice, and if it's carved by my blood. My world is my world. I rule. I decide his borders, and I am law. I am princess. I am the blood in the veins of its heart. I am the warrior and the bride. I am alone, and I am the first among many. Be fearful of my world, because it's paved of my hopes and dreams, and if you have no power there, and you have no power there. I am greater than the stars and more beautiful than the moon. So this is about self-confidence, right? This week, there might be some things that come in some people that come in that challenge how you're feeling about yourself, your confidence, your commitment to a person or a project, right? I feel like it's important this week for you, if you chose this card, not to listen too much to other people's input, okay? About your personal life, your personal decisions and choices should at the end of the day automatically be yours. All right. Yes, you can consider what your mom has to say, or what your partner has to say, or what your kids have to say, what whoever has to say. But at the end of the day, I think it's important that you watch this week that nobody's trying to manipulate you to make these choices for you to better suit them. I feel like somebody is trying to gain and benefits off of something that you've been offered or that you're able to do. You may not be sure you want to do it, and they may be trying to manipulate you to do it, whatever it may be. Start a business, take a vacation. It really doesn't matter, lend someone money. Doesn't matter what it is. What the it is going to be different for everybody. And these are general readings, which is why I offer personals to get like a lot more in depth. Okay. Don't let anyone force you into making quick decisions if you need more time to think. And definitely, that just came in, take more time to think, okay? Don't make any major decisions this week. Don't be rushed or pressured into making a decision that you're not sure of. Wait until you're sure. Consult your guides. Consult whoever you normally consult, whether alive, deceased, spirit, human, it doesn't matter. Who or whatever it is that you trust to help you with these big decisions. Because I feel like there is a big decision here that needs to be made, but it does not need to be made this week for most of you. So most of you can say, I appreciate your input. Thank you so much for that advice. But I think that I need a little more time. Or, I didn't ask for your input or your advice. Thanks, though. I can handle this myself. I'm a big girl. I'm a big boy. The universe wants you this week to put on your big boy or girl pants and really step up to protecting those boundaries when it comes to decision making about your life specifically. If you chose the third card, you got card number 3, the card of obsession. There is nothing else that can replace my focus. An elven face, the hair entwined with bark and thorns, stares at a blank, clear, empty, round mirror. All things led to one, and then they disappear into one until only that one remains. We chase comets and mirrors and shadows. Sometimes we actually chase cars or myths. Obsession is a trick of our perception. Many become one, and that one bloats as to take everything else. It feels like it, whatever it is, an idea, a person, an objective, flavors our life and gives meaning to it. As all the light through a lens, it converges on a single point, and that point goes ablaze under the greatest fire. But in truth, more than enacting our life, it numbs our attention to the rest. It makes us feel more awake by hiding the rest of the world under a cloud of slumber. Obsession is a drug. In small doses, it whips. In big doses, it kills. If we drown inside an obsession, we should close our eyes. We don't die in the darkness. We just fall asleep, and then we can wake up more naturally. So getting carried away with something, okay, this week, really knowing where those fine lines or thin lines and boundaries are with things that you're interested in, with people that you're interested in. For some of you, this is going to be another person that you could be getting a little obsessive towards or becoming a bit obsessed with. I don't see this as full-blown like stalking behavior. Not for those of you who are doing the obsessing, right? Because I do have another story in my head for the rest of you, for some of you. I feel like what this is saying is to really take your time, figure out what it is you really want this week, okay? So kind of like the advice for the second card, but a little bit different, because here it's like, make sure that what you think you want is actually what you want. For instance, if you're a recovering addict, and I use this analogy often, you may be thinking again this week about using, about your addiction, and it may be more than a passing thought. It may be becoming an obsession. And I think it's time, for whatever the case may be for you, for something that's becoming an obsession again, something that you've already given up, or even if it's a relationship, whatever it may be. I have so many different scenarios going through my head, to stop and really evaluate what's going on in your life. Ask for guidance, connect with your higher power, your higher self even, whoever that is, and however you do that, okay? And figure out what's missing. What is the point in your life that has you feeling like something like this one particular thing or person is missing? And really take some time for yourself in contemplation, if not meditation, this week. It's going to be very hard for you to not become obsessive. I'm getting really strong feelings off these cards. So like if you chose them, if one of these messages resonates with you, take it very seriously. For a handful of you, maybe a couple more, somebody is becoming obsessed, okay? And it's time to put up those boundaries and really stick by them. Could this become something dangerous? Yeah, for a couple of you, sure. Anytime someone is obsessed with you, or you're obsessed with someone or something, it can become dangerous, because being obsessed is just like being addicted, right? So I would figure out what's going on in my life. if I had chosen this card, say, and really tried to understand where this need is coming from and see if I can feed it in a more healthy way. And if it's a person that you're dealing with that is becoming obsessive with you or making you uncomfortable in any way, I feel like it's time to either cut them off completely. You don't owe them anything, okay? I don't care who they are. You don't owe them anything. Even if you want to ghost them, because it's becoming dangerous, them obsessing constantly over what you're doing, who you're talking to, who you're with, or whatever the case may be. Look out for obsessive behaviors in yourself and definitely in other people this week if you picked that third card. Number 3, multiple threes, groups of threes, wherever you see them, are going to be the universe's way of telling you that it's got your back this week and that you're on the right path. If you could not choose between card 1, 2, and 3, I'm going to pull one more right now. Card number 16, Black Flower Fragrance. The world is unfair. Fuck off, dear world, and fuck you. A beautiful woman, her face with a hint of resolve, holds a strange black rose on her chest. It seems to explode like a crystal, each petal an obsidian shard. If we want to go dark, go black. Don't stop the evening, but embrace the night. Love is not a white dove, nor does it turn people into angels. Love can be ugly. Love can be cheap. Love can be rotten. But even ugly love has a right to exist. Even cheap love can raise to the sky. Even rotten love has the dignity of eternity. Even a black rose by any other name should still smell as sweet. Even if you are wrong, you still have the right to be angry. Even if you're not perfect, you have the right to be respected. Even if you're stupid, you have the right to be listened to. Even if you're lucky, you have the right to complain. Even if you're rich, you have the right to be sad. If you cannot shine because you are beautiful, then shine even if you are ugly. Shine because you are ugly, gorgeously black, ugly as love, worn out as an angel, cheap as a crown, unconquered as a fragrance in the night. And what I'm really getting for those of you who either waited for the last card or couldn't choose and ended up with it by default is that your self-esteem is taking a little bit of a hit this week, but I feel like that's because of outside influence, like people, you know, maybe telling you that you're ugly or stupid or overweight or incapable, okay? And I feel like it's time that you really, again, take some time to yourself, start looking in the mirror, make a list of your accomplishments if you have to, right? Try to come from a place of love towards yourself. Okay, again, connect with, I believe you should be doing this all the time anyway, your guides, your higher self, your higher power, who or whatever it is, however you do it. Like I said, praying, meditating, whatever, astral projecting, talking out loud, listening for telepathic communication and messages. It doesn't matter. Okay, you need to get back to basics of you and remember to love yourself unconditionally, just as you would someone outside of yourself that you love. I feel like there's a lot of pressure on you lately, and especially this week, it might come to a head or boil over because so many people are asking so many things of you, and I feel like you're getting frustrated. I feel like if you're not always a people pleaser, which most of you are, I feel like this week you feel like you kind of need to be a people pleaser. You don't want to say no. You don't want to disappoint anyone. And I also feel like you're getting the crap kicked out of you by the people that you're doing the most for. And maybe you're tired of feeling like a doormat. Maybe you're tired of being kicked around. And I'm getting a lot of that energy. I'm getting a little self-righteous anger right now, just channeling for this card. You know, like, how dare you treat me this way? You know, take a good long look in the mirror and listen to those messages from your guides. They're going to make you feel so much better. Again, write a list of your accomplishments, of your blessings, okay? Don't give up. Don't make any major decisions this week. Put up boundaries and make sure that you vocalize to people that they must respect them or they have to get out of your life, okay? You may be feeling a little depressed. That doesn't mean I'm saying you're clinically depressed. You may be feeling just a little down in the dumps. You know, sometimes the weather change does that to people, spring coming in, even though I don't know how long it's staying. But it's just really time to focus on doing some inner work, some spirit work, some shadow work, okay, on you, so that when people like this who want to use, abuse, and mistreat you, manipulate you, whatever it is that these people or this person is doing to you, or however this situation is causing you to feel, you'll have that confidence boost and backup of like, no, I'm good. Today was just a bad day, you know, and things that are said to you and things that people try to do to you that are lower vibrational or negative will kind of just roll off your back. I mean, we're only human. We're all going to get hurt by things emotionally and in all different ways. But I think it's important this week for you to remind yourself who you are, how far you've come. And if you feel like you haven't come very far, how far you are going to go, right? Because we all have dreams and goals and aspirations, ambitions that we strive for. So just be careful of that negative self-talk this week. Be careful of believing others who speak negatively towards you, like telling you things like you'll never make it or you're stupid or whatever. Also, don't allow those people to be in your life. Put your foot down this week. Either cut them off or tell them that they're going to end up cut off if they don't cut the shit. All right, that's all I have for you today, guys. If you would like a personal intuitive oracle reading from me, I usually do those remotely, but I'm willing to do them face-to-face. For the month of April, I'm doing them again, and for I don't even know how long. I might just keep going with it for a little bit. Depends how many come in. I'm doing them for donation only again, so please email me at MoonBearOracle@gmail.com. MoonBearOracle, all one word, @gmail.com. If you'd like a personal reading, email me your birth date and your first name, and obviously let me know what you need. And if you have any experiences with the supernatural and or paranormal that you would like to become a part of my listener encounter series, please email those to me at GemmaJadeParanormal@gmail.com. GemmaJadeParanormal, all one word, @gmail.com, because I don't have any encounters or stories left, except maybe a few very, very short ones. So I'm waiting to do volume 16, but I don't have the content, guys. All right. If you'd like to make a donation to the channel, PayPal, Cash App, Patreon, and Amazon wishlist gift links for those all in the description box. Thank you guys so much for all of the donations. You have no idea how much it helps. And I really just appreciate all the gifts. They're so beautiful and kind and thoughtful. And you guys are just so amazing. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next week. Bye.